All right, so in this video, I want to talk about factoring when you have with GCF. So we're factoring with GCF, which GCF once again stands for greatest common factor. And so in this case, it's like we had 3x squared, I don't know, plus 6 or something like that. You'll notice that in both of these terms, they're both divisible by 3. So the idea is you can take a 3 out of both terms. It's kind of like reverse uh, distribution, and you get x squared plus 2. Because if you do 3 times x squared, that gives me 3x squared. And if I do 3 times 2, that's going to give me plus 6. So factoring with GCF can be very, very helpful to us. Let's do another example. Let's say that you have um, 2x plus 4. Well, what is the greatest common factor? What are both of these terms divisible by? 2 is absolutely right. So you're going to have 2 times x plus 2, and you're done. That's it. Let's do another one. What if you had 5x squared plus 25x? Well, what factors in both of these terms? A 5 is definitely right. What else? An x. So if I factor 5x out of this one, I'll be left with, well, the 5 comes out and x comes out, and I'm left with 1x. A 5 will come out of 25, that would be left with just 5. The x comes out, so I'm left with that. And we can just check by plugging it back in, which gives us 5x squared plus 25x indeed is the same as our original. So factoring with the GCF can be extremely beneficial to us. Let's do one more. This one's a little bit longer, but we can still do it. What if I have 3x squared minus 3x minus 6? I have 3x squared minus 3x minus 6. What's the first thing we note? Well, I can factor a 3 out of all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I've got a quadratic that I can factor. I need two numbers that multiply to give me negative 6. So that multiply to give me negative 6, but add to give me negative 1. Those two numbers are going to be negative 3 and positive 2. So then I end up with 3 times x minus 3, x plus 2 is my answer. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's say that I have 4x squared minus 64, or something like that. 4x squared minus 64. Well, what is in both of these that I could factor out? A 4, absolutely right. If I factor 4 out, I get x squared minus 16, right? Because 64 divided by 4 is 16. Well, I've got a difference of 2 squares here. I know how to do that. We're going to take the square root of this one, have x plus 4, x minus 4, so we'll have 4 times x plus 4, x minus 4. Awesome. All right, last but not least, let's do one more. Let's do 4x squared Minus 2x minus 12. 4x squared minus 2x minus 12. I need to find the number that divides all three of these. Well, that would be a 2. I'll be left with 2x squared minus x minus 12. All right, now I can't factor any further. I wish I could get rid of this 2, but I can't. So I'm going to have to use my a not equal to 1 tricks and skills, which means, ooh, I made a mistake. I forgot to factor 2 out of this 12, so be very, very careful. Multiply 2 times negative 6, give me negative 12, and I need those two numbers to add to give me negative 1. Those factors are going to be negative 4 and positive 3. Remember then, I divide by a, and I'll be left with x minus 2. 3 does not divide easily by 2, so it gives me 2x plus 3. Remember, a goes on the outside, and then I bring this 2 all the way down, like this. Like that. All right.